All right, good morning, everybody. It's Friday before the tournament, and as always, we are out on the water trying to find some fish, trying to find, something different. It's time to figure out what the water's going to be like, what the water conditions are going to be, and now everything can change before tomorrow, like it did last weekend in Morgantown, where we went from 0.7 mile an hour current to 3 mile an hour current. But we want to get out here on the water, kind of see what's going on. Right now it ain't too bad. Water's a little muddy, a little murky. We got about 1.4 mile an hour current, and we're up in the Canal River right now, and that's kind of where I plan on fishing tomorrow. Now this is kind of our home water, like I've said before, but we don't want to attack it any differently than we would if we don't know anything about this place. So we're going to spend the day on the water looking. You never know what you're going to run into and where you're going to find it. So you got to really keep in mind that just because you know an area does not give you an advantage. It can hinder you and be a disadvantage, because you will want to go to those places you've caught fish before, and sometimes that doesn't work out like it should. So like I said, we're gonna go out, we're gonna find some stuff we want to fish tomorrow. We're gonna look it over back and forth, sideways, up and down the river, and really pinpoint areas that we want to concentrate on. Something I like to do more so than 9 times out of 10, I like to pick an area, a stretch of river, and just look it over and really work it with a sonar, find every little piece of structure I can in that area, and then stick with that area all day long unless something major happens or changes. That way you know what you're fishing, you know what you've fished, what you haven't fished, and if you're running up and down the river, you don't know if somebody else has fished it or not, and that can start playing mind games with yourself. Well, should I have gotten a fish there, or shouldn't I have gotten a fish there? Did somebody fish it? Did they not fish it? Those are all unknowns that I don't like to deal with. So I try to find, like I said, an area, find as much structure and cover as I can in it, and fish that area, or find 2 or 3 little areas like that. If they're not big enough to last you all day, find 2 or 3 areas, and then just work them over. Now, if you're fishing those areas and things ain't working out, you're not catching fish, well, obviously we got to change. Got to change something. So that's what another thing we're doing today is coming out here, looking at what we want to plan on fishing, and then in case something happens and we need to change it up. We're supposed to get some rain. The river's supposed to come up tonight. They're calling for like a 5-foot raise overnight upriver. Well, that water upriver is going to be coming down, so we know this is going to get a lot of water, and so the conditions can change. So we're going to look for areas that we think might hold fish tomorrow when the river's coming up real hard. So time to get to work, see what we can find, see what we can do, and get us a plan together for tomorrow. That's what today's all about. If we get a chance, we might do some fishing. All of our bait's taken care of. The extreme bait tank is absolutely working phenomenal. I'm able once again to come out here on a Friday and spend all day scouting and looking around. Caught bait last night after work, and don't have to worry about it now. So time to get to work. Time to get behind that sonar and see what we can find. So stick around and let's get at it. got a little something coming up here. Yeah, there's a little tree. Yeah, it's getting better. It's not too bad. Now if you notice, I'm not looking real far out. You know, I'm only looking 80 foot on each side of the boat. I don't like to really spread it out too much. That's just personal preference. Now when we, as we're looking through here, you know, we can see this stuff over to our side, our right hand side. You know, we want to make sure that we're covering this bank, you know, good. So once we get up here a little piece, you know, we'll turn around and we'll work it. We'll go back down. That's more of what we're looking for. This stuff right in here. That's a really nice nice tree and brush pile. That looks good. That looks good. That's definitely something we'll be marking. Yeah, that's real nice. That kind of stuff is what we want to be looking for when we're out here, you know. And you know, even though you know an area, or you think you know an area real well, you never know what you can find or, you know, stumble across. There we go. There's another one. All these places we're finding, you know, are places that we never had marked before, and you know, that's what we want to do. And that one's on the down slope of a little hole going down into like 25 foot of water. So we're definitely going to mark that one and definitely be fishing it tomorrow, especially if the river comes up as hard as it is. It's supposed to. So let's get it marked. As you can see, we're going down an area, you know, we haven't been yet. So that's something you always want to try to do, whether you're on your home water or somewhere you've never been. Always look at areas you've never looked at. That way you can constantly find fresh stuff to fish, constantly find new areas. And it's amazing what you can find, you know, by going out and doing this yourself. All right, everybody, it's getting later in the afternoon. It's about time for us to head in and get cleaned up and get something to eat and go to the captain's meeting and, you know, start getting everything ready for the morning. But you know, we found some good stuff. We've got a good idea of what we plan on doing in the morning. You know, the river is coming up. It is starting to get a little bit faster, but I think it's going to stay about the same as what it is. I don't think it's going to go extreme or nothing overnight. So we got our A plan, and we got some backup plans that we plan on doing. You guys seen kind of what I'm looking for, my thought process that goes into the day, and kind of how I look for one thing for one situation, one thing for another situation. So hope that helps you. You know, next time you're out pre-fishing or just going over a new body of water, you know. So that's what we're going to do. It's time to head in. It's been a long day. I'm beat. It's been cold. It's starting to rain. Well, it's been raining for a little while now, but it's time to go in and get warm and get something to eat. I'm getting hungry. So we will be back with you in the morning. on the water for tournament day. Hopefully we'll everything will pan out the way we need it to, and we'll be able to catch some good fish tomorrow. So let's see. We'll see you in the morning. Okay, everyone. I've added a few short clips into this video to give you guys an idea of the areas that we fish during the day. With the change in water conditions overnight, we fished backwaters, eddies, seam lines, any break in current that we could find, we would try. But I also added these clips to help you guys understand what we're doing throughout the day. And I want you guys to notice how Nick and I are talking to each other. We're continuously looking around to see if we can find any little clue that might lead us to where the fish are or lead us to catching fish. And some of those things that we're watching or looking out for, we're looking for bait jumping, or maybe birds chasing bait or working bait, and also active fish, anything that might be chasing bait or moving, jumping, things of that nature. So keep this in mind while you're watching these clips, and while you're out on the water. Remember, yes, you want to pay attention to your rods. That is very, very important. But something that is just as important is to keep your eyes open and peeled and continuously looking around to see if you can catch anything that might give you a clue to where the fish are. Because you never know, in high water, rough condition situations, you might catch just that minute clue that will lead you to catching the right fish at the right time.
That's just some small hooks. So. Those.
last minute. All right, everyone, it's been a long day, tournament day on the water. It's as you guys can see from some of the clips I've showed you, the water has drastically changed. We got about 10 more minutes left before we got to head to the weigh-in, but it went from 1.5 mile an hour current yesterday to, Lord, how much, Nick? 3-4 mile an hour today, and raising, it's raised unreal amount since we've been here, or at least on the canal it did. And Ohio has had a bunch of current too, but we fished hard for we got 4 fish, 4 little flatheads, and we fished very hard for them today. That stick got me. I looked up and I thought, yeah, had a fish stick. But it's been a long day, but it's about time to get cleaned up and head to the weigh-in. You getting a bite? You never know. I mean, we got 9 minutes left. You never want to give up till the last minute. Well, cross our fingers it's a 5th flathead and we can get him in the boat before we got to go. But we'll head to the weigh-in and see what we got, and see how we done, and go from there. So catch you guys at the weigh-in.
Ohio.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Say hi to the camera.
Got 2 flatheads.
See?
23.8 pounds, guys. Yeah. Tough day? Very tough. There you go. I'll let one of y'all move the truck and one of y'all get them back in the water for me.
You gotta sit down. Thank you. You ready to get some fishies out of the tank? You gonna kiss them? Huh? They gonna get water on you?
Next
Silly
team up
fishies.
is one of our Angler of the Year team. Mr. Chris Souders went from here all the way out to Quincy, Illinois to battle Carl Morris last year for the Angler of the Year title.
You ready to get them out?
This is the team of Chris Souders and Nick Conaway.
Yeah, please.
Chris is from down in Oak Hill, down around the Portsmouth area, and Nick is from Lucasville, Ohio. Uh-oh. How are you doing, young lady?
Can you say hi?
When you gonna start fishing with it?
Say as soon as I'm old enough.
As soon as you're old enough. She looks old enough now.
Mommy says no.
Oh, what Mama says goes. How many y'all got, Chris?
4.
4. For anybody tuning in on our Facebook page, on our live feed, under my beautiful purple umbrella, lead right now is a team of Harrison and Bailey with 97.68. Second is Rhodes and Hatfield with 74.14. Third is Ords and Rouse with 68.04. Fourth is Eddie and Barnett with 59.9. Fifth is Collins and Tyndall with 50.76. And sixth is Craig and Jordan with 46.58. You got a big one in there? Pretty good. Is it a big old good one or a good old bigot? It's a good old bigot. Leading right now in the big fish is a 53-pound flathead. Nice flathead, guys. That is by Rhodes and Hatfield.
We gotta get down. Good moment. Alrighty, everybody, that's a wrap for Gallipolis. Those 4 fish that we was able to catch was good enough to get us 7th place. Not the best place, by all means, but we'll take it. It was a tough bite. Congratulations to those that did finish in the top 10. Outstanding job. It was like I said, a tough bite. the conditions changed dramatically. I can't even hardly talk, but dramatically from last night or yesterday. So congratulations, everybody finished top 10, and I want to thank everybody for watching Slunger Cat Outdoors. And if you haven't already, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Give me that thumbs up. Hit the comments if you liked what you didn't see, or if you didn't like what you seen, let me know in the comment section. If you like to see something special or something different, let me know as well. But as always, until next time, we'll catch you on the water.